Full disclaimer, this video is made as an assignment for my software testing and maintenance course. So we'll be testing a calculator from my phone using Appium Inspector TestNG. For that, we need to install 3 packages on our computer, Node.js, Appium, and Appium Doctor. The installation code is given in the notepad behind, and so I already have them installed. We are going to check if they're properly installed in the system by using the version check. For Node, we will use Node V, for Appium, Appium V, and for Appium Doctor version. Since the 3 packages are correctly installed, the next thing we're going to check is Appium driver list. So we can see there are a lot of drivers installed, but the only driver we need for Android testing is UI Automator 2, and we can see that's installed. But we need to know if it's updated or not. So one thing to do is Appium driver update UI Automator 2, which will do basically run a search for whether any update is available or not, and if there is any update available, it will automatically update that driver. So it's looking. We can see there's no update available at the moment, so we don't need to worry about that. Now, using Appium Doctor, we're going to check what things are needed to be done for running Android testing on our device. For that, we are going to run Appium Doctor -Android. And as we can see, the yellow ones are optional updates, so we don't really need them. The green ones are the ones that we actually need, and they are green. That means that they're correctly, they have been fixed. So the thing we need to do is we need to set our Android SDK. We can find that from our Android Studio's SDK manager. And there, that path is our Android SDK path. We need to set that as Android home in our system variables. And then the Java home is our JDK path. And then the rest, I think, will take care of itself. So we can change the system variable from our, we can go to the menu, go to environmental variables. Android home has been set in the system variable. The Android SDK path has been set as Android home. And then from path, we can see that using that variable, the build tools and platform tools have been set as path. And the path to bin folder from CMD line tools inside the SDK has been set separately as a path. So CMD line tools, if you can't find that in your Android SDK, you need to go to settings, SDK manager, and then go to SDK tools, and then enable the Android SDK command line tools. That should solve that issue. Now, okay, since all of that is done, the next thing we do is we will check the number of devices connected to our computer at the moment. So for that, we will use ADB devices. We can see that there are 2 devices connected to my computer at the moment. One is an emulator, and another one is my own phone. So we will be using my phone for this assignment. So the next thing we want to do is, because I want to check it on a particular app, I don't want to download it. So I need to find the package name and the main activity name for that app. So I'm going to open that app on my phone, and then I'm going to run adb shell s and then my device's name. Basically, this will select adb s my device's name. That will select my device, and then I can run shell commands on it. For a single device, we don't really need to select a device, so the command for a single device is given on the screen. Both the commands are pretty similar. The only difference is the select device name part. Once we run the command, we should see that it returned the current focus window. So in that line, the thing after U0 is our main is our app package name. And the part after the slash is our main activity name. So we take the main package name, app package name, and the main activity name, and copy paste it to this code. Now we can use Appium on, Appium has 2 versions, desktop version, which we can download from GitHub from this link, and it also has a web version that looks like this. If we copy paste the code that we just saw right here, then it would set all the capabilities needed, like platform version, driver, etc. We also need to set the remote host to localhost, or we can use 127.0.0.1 and the remote port to 4723. Now, because I already have the desktop version installed, I'm going to be using the desktop version, but it is possible to use either versions. So now what we are going to do is start the Appium server so that when we run a session in Appium, it can access our device. So the Appium server has been started. We need to use Appium, or in case you're using the web version, you will have to use Appium allow course. Now, once the server is running, we can go and start our session, and that should launch the calculator app on our phone. As we can see on my phone, it has launched the calculator app. So we will wait for it to load on Appium Inspector. It has loaded, so we'll be using the Appium Inspector one to basically record our movements. Now, it's going to take a lot of time because everything we select has to be tapped separately. So for the ease of convenience, I'm going to kind of fast forward most part of this particular section of the video. I had already written the code in Eclipse for Java code in Eclipse for like the base code that's required. So only the test part will come from here. Now, as we can see, this is basically the code, JUnit code, that we are going to convert into Java code. We need to copy this, and then here's the pre-written code. We are going to paste the JUnit code we got from Appium Inspector in the test part. Before that, we can see that the first part of the code kind of resembles basically what we set up as capabilities in Appium Inspector. Instead of semicolon there's only commas here. So now we are going to paste the code from JUnit file that Appium generated. So as we can see here, this var 11.1, that's not something that Java supports, so we are going to cut that part, and we are also going to take the click command and add it to the driver component itself. It would take too much time to edit all of them on video, so I just edited it outside of the video, but we get the idea. Next thing we need to take a look at is the POM XML file. So we need to add some dependencies here, org TestNG, Selenium, IO, Appium, and well, last one was something we don't really need because we already have changed the JUnit code. So yeah, basically we need these 3 dependencies. Now, going back to our code, I kind of edited it to kind of be more readable. So the first part, that part is for checking the addition. This is for subtraction, multiplication, and division. These are the 4 functionalities of our calculator that we want to check. So since this is all set, we are going to run and TestNG test on the class. Let's see what happens. Run as TestNG test, and we were going to see our phone. It launches the app. Yep, it did. Okay. So as we can see, it is working. 3 + 5, 8. 8 - 5, 3. 8 into 7, 56. So by 8.5, or we can convert it in 1/2. Yep, it works perfectly. Nice. So, and we can see that we have completed our test, and all of the tests have passed, no failures. And with that, we have successfully completed our assignment.